week here. We shorted the Qs today. We drew a lot of channel lines and did a comparison to SPX, S&P 500. It looked a little bit weaker relatively, so we picked on it. It looked like it's been running ahead of the market, so we figured it was going to run out of gas before the market would. We talked about it in the morning email. And then just intraday relative strength wasn't keeping up with the S&P 500, so we thought the Qs would be a good area to look at short. And once we remove some of these channel lines or some of these comparison lines, you'll see these are pivot point breaks from this morning. Once we got over there and we broke that right in here, we also got the MACD crossover to the negative, so we went short by buying SQQQ. And then you can see some of these lines as we bounced through the different areas of support. Couldn't even hold a 5-minute candle. These are 1 minutes, and then we figured it would break the lower trend line, which we're kind of doing now into the close. I don't know if we'll retest this horizontal support and hold it, or we'll push through. So that's a look at the Qs. We sold some at 15.94. We're actually at 15.97 now. We actually sold it in here, and then we got the bounce back up. We did not re-short it, so we still have a little bit left. And then here's our SPY. This is a Fibonacci candle fan line that we drew, and you can see it's pretty darn accurate. If you look across this area in here and we zoom in, we're breaking that lower trend line too. You can see how accurate that Fibonacci trend line is. These are 1-minute candles, so you can see how the energy kind of, you have to give it a little bit of wiggle room since they're 1-minute candles. Now we're getting stretched below this on SPY. Probably going into a long weekend. There's a little bit of fear. We're starting to get down there on the RSI too. You might get a little bit of a bounce here. So we might want to get rid of some of our SQQQ. Hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, just sold a little bit of SQQQ because we've been short from the break up top. So there's that. MAC we recommended. We sold that. Big monster move. We got that in the 7s. It hit 10.98 today. I got stopped out on this pullback here at 9.97, I believe. My 9.98. Qs are still rocking to the downside. Here is max trend line, MAC. We also recommended RVT. We still have a little bit of that. I think this one's not as bad. Actually, that's Royce Value Trust. We have, what is it? Sorry, ladies and gents. RWT. We sold 90% of that position today, but we're still holding 300 shares. And this one had a monster move. All these were great momentum plays. From the bottom, these are these real estate, commercial real estate stocks. Big moves off the bottom. This one had a low of 2, and then we're talking doubles in 4 or 5 days, up to 458. We started selling at 420 in pre-market. Nice move there on that. SQQQ, we just sold a little bit. You saw why we got into that. MBRX, we were out way higher than that. I'm just looking through my list here. We bought a little liquidated lumbers, or lumber liquidators. Yesterday we're up 5.5% on that today. What else we got? CPRX did great today. We've been talking about that for a while. And EVFM we're still holding, obviously. It's not really going to go with the market. It's not too concerned what the market does. It's actually up a hair today. And our Happy Biotech looked a little bit weak today ever since they announced something about hand sanitizers. That's not why we're really in the stock. So maybe the day traders that were playing it for the news just bailed out. Not really concerned about that at this point yet. And then GSKY we've been in. That's been a monster run, although we're pulling back here. So, I don't know, some trepidation, probably some fear going into the earnings next week. In my morning email, I talked about how the market is going to not be able to focus on climbing the wall of worry with the virus. It's going to have to focus on earnings and fundamentals, and those are going to start to play on the market here. So we think that the market might be running out of gas here shortly in this leg or somewhere along these lines. So we've been probing shorts every day here and to see if we can carry them over. We'd rather not unless we get a great entry like we did on Qs, and we can carry that over. It looks like it's doing pretty good. So I'll keep you guys updated after the market closes, and we'll see how things go.